your jeans on, feel that freedom right away. Drive into Europe, towns in Torsen, the light-hearted way. Get the feeling, feel the feeling, you're on holiday right
There is little hint amongst Ocean Village's many cafes, wine bars and restaurants of the marina's checkered past as a cross-channel dock, but at one time it was a popular venue for access to the continent for family day trips and late-night crossings that took full advantage of the duty-free. The most popular years of what was the Princess Alexandra dock came between 1973 and 1975. At this time, there were 58 crossings a week to locations as far afield as France, Morocco, Portugal and Spain. Yet as little as a decade later, Southampton's cross-channel ferry services had all but ceased. The modern port of Southampton began with the 1839 construction of the inner dock, but the advent of the steamship was causing the directors of the dock company to modify their original plans. The great trade routes from the Far East were gaining a new importance, and it was seen that the shorter distances linked with the new growing railway transport system would make Southampton more profitable. In 1841, the Royal Mail Steam Packet Company engineer John Smeaton reported in the periodical Surveyor, Engineer and Architect that the proposed docks at Southampton affords an accommodation for your steamships that cannot be exceeded in England, and as there exists no difficulty in the construction of a tide basin and docks, I consider that when the works are advanced, Southampton as a steamboat station will be unrivalled in England. Instead of continuing with the building of a closed or inner dock, the directors proceeded with the construction of an open or tidal dock as well, which offered greater advantages for steamships, and towards completion in August 1842 it was open to two Peninsular and Oriental Steam Navigation Company vessels, the 780-ton Tagus and the 450-ton Liverpool. In conjunction with the construction of this dock, the railway line was extended across Canute Road, and so it was possible on this inaugural occasion to load cargo from these two ships into railway wagons for transportation direct to London. Between 1846 and 1854, 3 graving or dry docks were also built to maintain the new merchant fleet, the first of these being completed in 1846 and could receive the largest ships of the day. The railway facilities and the new dockyards went hand in hand to make Southampton the gateway to the Empire, and it was to become the UK principal passenger port. Regular cross-channel passenger ferry services from Southampton were launched in 1845 when the South Western Steam Navigation Company transferred some steamers then operating from Weymouth to provide sailings to the Channel Islands and Le Havre. These ferries were the forerunners of the later railway steamships. The railway company added to its cross-channel fleet, and as the ferry services became more popular, a special booking office and embarkation building was constructed running along the northern quayside of the outer dock. Between the wars, Southern Railway, who had taken over Southampton docks, introduced the popular two-funnelled Isle of Sark, Isle of Jersey and Isle of Guernsey, and after World War II these were joined by cargo motor vessels. While these could carry at special rates a limited number of private vehicles, no substantial provision existed for the transportations of cars at the time. After the completion of the new or western docks in Southampton in 1934, the fortunes of the eastern docks ebbed and flowed. The summer of '64 saw railway steamship services from Southampton withdrawn, and the remnants of the ferry fleet relocated at other south coast terminus ports. However, it was still felt that sufficient demand for cross-channel ferry services from the port existed, particularly with accompanied vehicles, and within a few years a number of continental operators had established themselves at Southampton, and the docks management soon embarked on a major redevelopment of the inner and outer docks to accommodate the new services. A passenger waiting hall was provided at number 6 berth, and a link span installed parallel with number 7 berth, while sheds number 7 and 8 were modified for for the handling of cars and passengers disembarking. The inner dock was reclaimed and used for storage and for cars awaiting shipment. Within the next few years, several more ferry services were attracted to the port. The entrance to the outer dock was widened and additional facilities were provided at number 2 and 3 berths, including a new waiting hall, although the dock basin walls are original. By 1967, the outer dock was significantly enlarged and was rechristened Princess Alexandra Dock. Unfortunately, several of the ferry services were short-lived, as many headwinds contributed to frustrate the development of cross-channel ferries at Southampton. The growth of air travel, the opening of the Channel Tunnel, the loss of duty-free sales, and the decline of freight were amongst many reasons. Townsend Torreston ferries made their first sailing from Portsmouth in June 1976. The Portsmouth operation was immediately popular, with the quite significantly reduced crossing time to the continent. More sailings were transferred there from Southampton until in 1983 passenger sailings from Torreston's original UK port ceased entirely. Later in 1984, P&O Ferries also moved their operations to Portsmouth. The vacated 75 acres of Princess Alexandra Dock was sold by Associated British Ports to become Ocean Village. This was one of a series of redevelopments of run-down dockland areas in Britain's leading ports that was part of the wider global trend of waterfront transformation at the time. The 1986 development included shops, offices, residential accommodation, leisure facilities. After experiencing a turbulent period in the late 2000 recession, Ocean Village rebounded and is today a thriving area that continues to attract multi-million-pound projects such as the new 4-star Harbour Hotel, which is now located at the same berth that was once used by the cross-channel ferries.
And remember, your fast routes to the sun lead from Portsmouth and Southampton, so
Drive to Europe, Townsend, Torreston,